there was another trending story this morning, as you know, Cocoa Digest, so we have to get our cocoa early morning before we come to this studio. But shockingly, we went to the cocoa joint and they said there's new prices.
Hey.
Wow.
And I wonder, new prices, you see, they are saying the cocoa seller says from tomorrow, cocoa is for 4 cedis.
Cocoa
is for 4 cedis, no more 3 cedis.
Wow.
No more 2 cedis, so 4 cedis. And cocoa with milk is going to be 6 cedis.
Hey.
And like, it's becoming unbecoming. Yes, it's becoming unbecoming. And I think...
As well. All we can say in this country is it is well, because
it
is
not well. No,
it is well. What can you do, Yaira?
It is not well.
You see, we have to speak, and I believe whenever we speak, the government would listen. And
haven't we been speaking like
what
but
organized labor did?
To look at, you see, until we add some amount of force or energy to
that is the whole
point. Organized labor was able to do something.
Yes.
And as we've been speaking, maybe we've seen them, they serve as, some trendsetters or pace setters for us. We'll also stand.
But the issue is, have their, pleas been met? Like, have their requests been met?
Well,
they are all promises. Like, we'll do it. We'll do it.
Yes, it's in the future. And if those promises are not fulfilled in the future, of course, they will rise again. And in this time, maybe
with be a back and forth.
Have some faith in your country, man.
We are tired.
Aside this cocoa price increase, we still want to assure viewers that they shouldn't be discouraged. When they want the best cocoa joints, they should tune into Clock TV. We'll give them the best, so they shouldn't get worried about that at all.
Okay, so Cocoa Digest prices have not increased. We are still, we are maintaining our prices. So we have a comment here. Cocoa Digest, I like your program. Keep it up. Joe from Omanjo. Thank you so much, Joe. We also like you. Thank you for tuning in. And so now, yes, let's get into the newspapers quickly.
Okay.
Miriam, what do you have for us, please?
So today I have with me the Daily Graphic. Today's Daily Graphic, Thursday, July 18th, 2024. And we have a couple of stories making headlines on the front page, and I'll briefly go through them and then we'll zero into our main story. So Tertiary Business Schools Challenge launched, and that is on page 13. We have President nominates 2 to Supreme Court, and also the GRA exceeds mid-year targets by 138 million Ghana cedis. And we also have a commendation from the President of Ghana, President Akufo-Addo, and he commends the Youth Employment Agency as they empower about 600,000 Ghanaians.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I remember there was a time I needed a job. We went to their conference, and they had a workshop or something to help people get jobs at the conference center. Yes, that was back in 2020.
But you did not join them, right?
No, they were mostly... what's the name? Insurance companies, and
I had the opportunity to work with them for some time, and I was a health assistant.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Okay.
On Tuesday we talked about unemployment of youth.
Yes.
So that should tell you that whatever we say, they listen. Yes, they do.
Yes.
So in 2 days,
this goes to you.
Yes, they are really listening to Clock TV.
So let me read a portion of it so we can move forward. So the government has estimated that the over 100,000 beneficiaries of Youth Employment Agency have positively impacted the livelihoods of over 500,000 individuals in the last 4 years. Now, Youth Employment Agency was set up to, among other things, work together in reducing youth unemployment through skills development, monetary assistance, and startups to enable the youth to create employment for themselves and others. Now, continuing on page 3, They are saying this came to light yesterday when the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo addressed the maiden edition of the Youth Employment Agency Beneficiaries Forum in the Ashanti region, and an estimated 8,000 young men and women in various models of the agency attended the forum at the Bantama Church of Pentecost in Kumasi. Now, the President praised the management and board of the Youth Employment Agency for the significant efforts in addressing the country's unemployment issues. He highlighted plans to enhance the appeal and effectiveness of the Youth Employment Agency's programs, particularly for the youth. Now, interestingly, President Akufo-Addo gave an assurance that the government would support the security services to consider the beneficiaries' appeals to be enlisted. That's some good news in there.
Yeah.
And the CEO of the Youth Employment Agency emphasized the agency's commitment to its beneficiaries by ensuring timely payment and training to boost morale and appreciation. Mr. Japan also shared the success stories of some beneficiaries who were creating jobs for themselves and others, noting that over 8,496 beneficiaries are in the Ashanti region alone, including community police, health workers, and those with the prison services. So that is it. That is what's happened over the weekend.
Oh, okay. I just hope that, as the President has commended them, the government will put in some help with them or partner with them to be able to curb the NEET youth employment issues too, because it's a very good initiative. So let's take a few comments. So we have kudos, Miriam. Grandpa is watching you live. And then we also have from Obiba Wilson. He says, the color purple is associated with a variety of meanings, including wisdom, creativity, royalty, power, ambition, and luxury. It can also represent magic, extravagance, peace, pride, independence, and wealth. Yaira, you are highly spiritual this morning. Good morning to you and your lovely co-hosts, Clement and Mimi. Obiba. Thank you so much, Obiba.
Hi, Obiba. I'm still here.
Thank you so much. So, my outfit today is by Seams by B, and we'll be interacting with her later on the show. But this is just a quick shout out to her. Thank you for making me look highly spiritual. So yes, let's continue when more comments come.
So yeah, still on the youth employment agencies move. I think they've really done well.
Okay.
And as I stated earlier, I'm a beneficiary.
Yes.
5, 6, 7 years ago, I was part of the Youth Employment Agency because I had completed senior high school and I didn't know what to do. I didn't have anything to do, and so I enrolled, and then I was a public health assistant.
Okay.
So I was just checking the the vitals of individuals.
At least you've learned triage. That's good.
So I think it is a great move, and the president also making sure that some of them will be enlisted into the security services is also something commendable.
Maybe from now, Mimi can be Clock TV's nurse, checking our BPs.
I do everything. Again? I do everything.
Everything.
I'm a midwife.
Oh, yes. Let's get to you.
So I think what she said is it's a good news.
Yes.
We are hoping that as they've empowered these people, they would also work very hard, because when a resource is invested, what's the person who invested expects is the fruit. Even the Bible says that when the tree that has not bear fruit, you have to cut it off. Yes. So if the government is investing into the youth, they should also make sure they bear fruit and bring out the good. But the one thing I'm so much concerned is it shouldn't just be a surface program. It shouldn't just be because we are in election year, we are empowering 600,000 people, and after that, they are nowhere to be found. Yes, they should really go into it, make sure that it's going to really work. That's my concern.
And it would even help with the private institutions, because from the little experience I've had with YEA, it was mostly private institutions that were looking for recruits. So it would also empower them, and then the partnership with the government would also work out. So, I mean, we are hoping for the best for them.
Sure.
And we are also grateful that they've been able to help at least a large quantity of our youth.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. So, business news.
Era, this is a graphic business.
Yes.
But Era, before I go into my news, I want to use this opportunity to wish my able producer. I know Mimi will do that on the birthday segment,
Yes.
but I want to use this platform to wish her happy glorious birthday in advance. Coming Saturday is her birthday.
Oh, okay.
And she's doing marvelously well.
Yeah.
This morning when behind the scene, it was so amazing.
Wow.
So glorious birthday to Miss Eunice Owusu coming Saturday. I know Mimi will celebrate you more on the birthday segment. Yeah. So let's get into the business, graphic business. It says insurance aid to target informal sectors.
Okay.
So the insurance companies that we have, they have been asked to target the informal sectors we have in Ghana. So it's Acting Commissioner of Insurance, Michael Kofi Ando, has urged insurance companies to develop policies and products that will target the informal sector of the economy. He said the product must offer value to workers in the informal sector who are often left out of financial services. I think it's a good call because mostly the insurance companies, the products they have is mostly for the formal sectors.
Yeah.
And our mothers are left out. Those selling, the carpenters. So I think the commissioner telling the various insurance companies we have in Ghana to have a product where a mason can come and enroll on it.
Yeah.
And the interesting part is he also made, he raised a concern about when one is going to redeem his claim, that's his insurance benefit. It's a major concern that I know that moving forward, we will be addressing it on the business news moving forward. Because people have been complaining. They enroll on insurance policy, but at the end of the day, the process you are supposed to go through to get your benefits, it's tiresome. And then you realize that, Charlie, you are fed up and you leave it just behind for you to go. So the commissioner also said that the companies should also look into that so that they will give the best to the Ghanaian market.
I think they could put in more effort into educating people,
Yes.
bring it down to the most basic level so that these people would understand, because a lot of the people in the informal sector are either semi-literate or illiterate. Yeah. Some are literate, but these processes, because they are no longer used to these rigorous formal processes, they get tired. But if it is explained to them very well, and then assistance is given, like when you go to the bank and you can't fill, you don't know where to write, I mean, you get some help with them. If they do that, I mean, it can go a long way to help these people who get tired so quickly.
Sometimes you'll be working, they'll be chasing you. Oh. To enroll the policy. And it's nice to enroll.
That energy should also be put into educating people more and helping them out. Yeah.
The good news is business updates are going to be doing that.
Okay.
So viewers should stay tuned.
So we don't even want to elaborate more on it.
Exactly.
Just stay tuned for the business segment. Clement will explain things to us down to the last detail. Thank you so much. Do you have another story?
Another story is about over 100,000 self-employed join SNET scheme in 18 months.
Oh, wow.
Yes, over 100,000. But this story today on the business update, we'll bring you the details on that. Yes, we'll bring you the details on that.
Okay. So we have a comment from... We have a few comments from our Facebook stream. So Stage Africa says, good morning, Log TV and the entire team. Good morning to you too. Ohima Aluki says, nice discussion. Thank you, Ohima. Then ABK TV Ghana says, good morning, and good morning to you too. Thank you for sending in your comments, and we are hoping to get more comments from you. Feel free to send your comments on our streams on Facebook and on YouTube, and even to our WhatsApp numbers here displayed on your screen. So yes, back to our news review. So, online stories. The first one says, Nahinsu chief arrested for unauthorized road repairs. So the chief of Nahinsu, Nana Ado Boaman, was arrested and granted bail by the Asokwa Municipal Assembly for undertaking unauthorized road works in his community. Frustrated by the persistent flooding and poor conditions of the local road networks, the chief took matters into his own hands after repeated appeals to authorities went unheeded. For years, residents and motorists in Nahinsu have endured the dilapidated road infrastructure. Previous attempts to address the issue through drainage construction were abandoned and further exacerbating the problems. So pits created by the alleged sand mining activities pose serious threats, leading to frequent flooding and hindering transportation. So, tired of waiting for the government's intervention, the chief filled the pits and repaired the road to make it more passable. However, municipal officials intervened, arguing that the chief had not followed the proper procedures. Despite being granted bail, Nana Boaman has vowed to continue his efforts to improve the road conditions in Nahinsu. Interesting. It's very interesting.
But Ayra, you see, this story, when I saw the story, I just said, when people become frustrated, they can go, miles to do everything they want to do just because of their comforts.
Yeah.
And this highlights the frustration that came up, as the chief embarked on, fixing the roads himself. And there is also a balance between following proper procedures and also empowering communities to do things that will help the community. So where do they fall? Because when you read the story, it says that the chief did not follow the proper procedures.
Yes, but he had made appeals to this.
You get it. So there's supposed to be a balance in there. Yeah. People need to understand, what they are supposed to do when government is not coming in to solve their problems.
Yeah. And this is one of the disadvantages of bureaucracy, where you have to follow so many processes and guidelines. But also on the flip side of this, if you leave the people to start these projects themselves, it gives a risk of
not even
not doing well, the government themselves becoming complacent.
Yeah.
Because we've even heard from one of our officials some time back that we should create our own timetable. Yes. So when more citizens start rising to do these things, there may come a time where the government can become so complacent that they would say that you can't do it yourself. But then again, how long must it take?
And I like the fact that he said, even though he has been granted bail,
he will do it.
He will still
because this is someone who cares about the welfare of his people.
Yes.
This is a leader that is worth emulating.
Yes. So Yaya, this story is in two sides.
Yes.
One, it's different. He didn't make attempt to get the necessary permission.
Yes.
He did, but from the story you could see that it kept long. It was delayed.
Yeah.
And he said for years.
Yes.
And what happened was that people in the community were also going through a lot of pain.
They were being affected.
Yes. Going through a lot of pain. And as a king and as a leader, he would not sit down
and watch his
people suffer.
Yeah.
It's like a mother will not sit down, watch his children go hungry.
Yeah.
The same way a chief will not sit down, watch his people suffer. In as much as he's not watching them suffer, he was able to take the step.
Yes.
So if he had done that, at the end of the day, you've arrested him. He have been granted a bail. He said, still, I will still do it.
Yes.
Do you know where the power is coming from? The community is backing him.
Yes.
Exactly.
So he has the voice of the people.
Yes.
He is fighting for the people.
Yes.
And it is the voice of the people you are looking for.
Yeah.
Not a particular person or a particular institution. So if the whole community stands that, no, we are for our king and we want the road to be constructed, I think the municipal would not have any way to be in the community.
And even his arrest, what message does that send from the officials to the citizens?
Yes.
you are doing something that is benefiting your people, and then you've been arrested for it. The people that have arrested you are saying because you didn't follow due process. But what message does that send to even the younger ones coming up?
It is just going to stop a lot of people from
it will stifle people who have that passion and love for their country to do. Because I think a proprietor of a school to somewhere in Brekuso or so, he also had an issue like that where he wanted to fix the road to the school, but had issues with the government too, and he kept telling him to wait, things like that. But the road, to get to school, you will become white because of the dust.
So, the process that you're supposed to go through to get the necessary authorization to construct road. I went through that. And let me read to our viewers so that they would take note of that. So the first thing is initial planning and feasibility study. So conduct a feasibility study to assess the availability of the road. And the next one is develop a design and a plan for the road construction you want to do. So as an individual. The second thing is approval from local authorities. So you have to seek approval from the municipality or the districts you reign. After that, site inspection. The road you want to construct, they should come and inspect the site. The third one is environmental impact assessment. So you have to get permission from the Environmental Protection Agency. That's what you are doing wouldn't have any impact on the citizen. So the next point is detailed design and engineering. You have to get an engineer who would work on whatever you are going to do, and also approval from road authority. That's Ghana Highway. You need to get approval from them. The fifth one talks about permit and license, which says that obtain permits from the relevant authority, including land use. Because the road you are going to construct, you might end up, you have to get authority from such people. And also land acquisition, as we said. The sixth point says that, compliance with standard, the standard from Ghana Highway Authority. Make sure that everything you are doing, it's of standard. So the seventh one talks about construction and monitoring. So once you are doing the construction, there should be people from highway who would come and also monitor everything you do. Then the last one will be completion, and you just hand over. So I think where the problem will lie is the approval process. Because you have to seek approval from the local government.
And I even doubt if he went through all these processes, because it is a whole process.
It's a whole process on
it. Gets it.
It's a whole process.
And it's going to take months. It's going to take years.
You have to get engineer. You have to get all these people on board.
But I'm sure he had them. That is why he was able to. I'm sure he thought it through, because he is a chief, or is it a chief? Yes. And I also feel like, but I think that the government should actually, or these authorities should actually jump at this opportunity when people rise up that they want to help, do things like this. If this was approved by these authorities, all they could have done was bring the necessary officials who can do the supervision and make sure that everything is done well. Then we move forward, because at the end of the day, the road is there for us to use. The citizens have a passable road. Their lives are not made more difficult. Traveling, transporting food, everything just starts running smoothly. It's a win for both sides.
There is an issue of personal interest, because authorities wanted to have the constructions to themselves and have their personal gains. It is true. But that's the reality.
They could collaborate with the chief, and then they can still get whatever personal gain they want from it, because at the end of the day, it is about smooth, passable roads.
I think we will follow this story and be updating viewers what happens next.
So that will be an express update.
Yes.
So we have one comment from here. Simpimao Ruth. She says, I love the outfits on the beautifully dressed presenters. Thank you so much, Ruth. So please keep sending your comments in, join in the conversation on our live stream on Facebook and on YouTube. Or you can send your comments to our WhatsApp number, your suggestions, your questions, everything. We'll read them out here. So yes, let's get to the last story. So this one says, no recruitment for security services, says the Interior Minister. So, Interior Minister Henry Quartey has refuted allegations that the government is secretly recruiting new personnel into the security services. Quartey clarified that the current process only involves assessing the eligibility of applicants who have already purchased the necessary forms. The minister explained that the Ministry of the Interior does not handle recruitment directly, as that responsibility lies with the security and intelligence agencies themselves. Addressing the press, Quartey questioned the logic of continuously selling application forms when the number of eligible candidates may not exceed 2,000. He emphasized the need to provide opportunities to those who have already acquired the forms, allowing them to go through the proper assessment process to determine if they meet the eligibility criteria. This statement comes after the minority in Parliament threatened to summon the Interior Minister over reports of an alleged recruitment of 11,000 security personnel.
It's Ghana.
It is well. But why would people even think that there is a secret, recruitment going on? That's my question.
Well, considering this life,
it is happening.
This life,
it is happening.
We are told it is who you know, right?
Yeah.
So protocol, what.
No,
So
it's not who you know. It is who knows you.
Oh,
you know somebody. The person who don't know you. Yes.
So who knows you?
Yes.
Sorry. So based on that, there could be some, silent recruitments happening, and then also they said 2,000. Just it shouldn't exceed 2,000, but we are hearing about 11,000 people.
Wow.
This means that people are probably printing out the forms selling them and pocketing that money.
Yes.
It could be people from the agencies or just
security services.
People outside of it. Hey,
So,
there's a whole lot to it.
This story, according to the minister, he is saying that 2,000 is not going to be more than 2,000.
Yeah.
So the question is, when did they open official forms for people to apply? That's question. I don't really have such, but that's what I want to put at. When did they open official portal of the security service for people to apply? If they did, then that's so wonderful.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't like that, then how did they apply it? And you see, when it comes to security service and its recruitment in Ghana, it's very, very, I don't know how to say, but you get it right.
Yeah.
People really want to be into that service.
Yes.
So anything at all that they are supposed to do, they go to the extent of doing.
Yeah.
We know people end up paying
Some
money,
very large
amounts of
amounts
money
of
just because they want to get recruited into the security services. And funny enough, you might end up paying the money
and you won't get
and
it.
you won't get it.
Yeah.
And
So
it's
the
like,
question is, how will you report this issue to the police?
Who are you even going to
Who are you
report?
going to report to? Because you didn't use the right means.
Yes.
In Sikanashi.
oh, and the people, some of them, they have the money. Those who don't have the money, but they just want to come and safeguard Ghana security here, they don't get the chance.
So there's this friend of mine who, I was having a conversation with him concerning security recruitment, and I asked him, and he said, his was about 8 years ago, and he comes from a very, should I say, manageable family. They don't really have much, but he's into the armed forces, and he was privileged. He just bought the forms, and then he was privileged to be called, went through the process. But he told me emphatically that is not the case as it stands now, because he is in there and he knows the amount of money people are paying.
Yeah.
So just as you said, if you don't have that money, just consider yourself, getting into teaching training, or you're coming to...
At least, so your friend Grace found him.
Oh, yes.
Like today's quote. Like today's quote.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
we... But this story, as you said, the minority is, let's say, speculation. It's a speculation that because the minister keeps on saying that it's not true.
Yeah.
And we are hoping to see the reality of the story as at when they will publicly come to tell Ghanaians that, oh, this issue is not true. And the minorities will agree that it's not true. Because per this, they said, when we read the story, the minority is saying that it's a planned thing that they want to do. They are recruited by 3,000 to this service, 2,000 to this, and the total is over 11,000. So let's follow this story and believe that the actual thing would come out. And we'll give it to our viewers for them to know. And also when the forms are open to, I think viewers want to know about that. And because they want to get into the security service. So when the forms are open to, we would let viewers know how to access it. But let's stay calm. Let's stay calm. Yes, because we're in election year. Yeah, let's stay calm.
Okay, thank you so much. So we have a few comments here. So this one says, good morning, guys. I'm enjoying the conversations. You guys are doing well. Thank you. And she says, Yaira, you guys are looking good. I would like to be your designer soon. We will contact you. Thank you so much. And then we have Clog TV all the way. Clement, my guy. This is from Kwame Opito. Wow, thank you so much for sending in your comments. And we really appreciate them. Keep them coming on our WhatsApp, on our Facebook and YouTube streams. And we will read them out here on Cocoa Digest Morning Show. So this brings us to the end of our online and newspaper review. Thank you so much for joining me here. It was a very insightful conversation. I hope to see you guys on Monday. No, Tuesday, yes. I mean, I'll see you tomorrow, but yes, our viewers are also hoping to see you guys on Tuesday.
I know viewers want to see us on Monday. That is why you said Monday.
No, I know. Okay, so up next, we have the lifestyle segment with Miriam Abnadidi and her guests. And today she's going to be discussing community engagement. So if you want to know what that is about, just stay tuned. Right after this break, the lifestyle segment begins.
Clog TV. Beyond the policy.
As in today's world full of information, we sift through the lot to bring you credible, timely, and informative news updates.
We give you true happenings, detailed stories on our newsline to make sure the public is well informed.
When it breaks, we are there. Being it local, international, and business, Express Update is always there to cover.
And in the world of sports, we bring you the best sports updates locally and internationally. Join the news team on Clog TV for all your news updates.
Tell them what happened. You send the mix.
Join me, Oliver Beverly, and Edna Watson on Old School Vibe. Let's get interactive and get to know our old legends. Showing this on every Friday, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. and repeat on Saturdays at 3 to 4 p.m. on Clog TV. Old School Vibe. Let's vibe with the
everyone in law enforcement who helped us in the search for our beloved daughter.
There's no point hiding. I've been watching you and your husband. I understand what you're feeling right now. Did you kill your daughter? How dare you? Did you kill your daughter? Victim's blood Locks with 3 fingers of his right hand. This isn't Red John. In all the previous killings, he made sure that the first thing that anyone sees is the face on the wall. Then, and only then, do you see the body of the victim. This time, I will make damn sure that he's...
I don't know how to stop him.
You start by letting people help you.
But he's gonna come after you.
Let him come. I'm not that easy to kill.
There's a new player we've been tracking. We've been calling him Deathstroke. Find him.
This started with the 2 of us. That's how it ends.
You can't go out there by yourself. It's suicide.
They're designated Task Force X.
Welcome to the Suicide Squad.
OJ and Charles Manson one available?
Deadshot is a go.
Shrapnel's a go.
Tiger's a go.
I created the Huntress.
Yeah, well, you created Slade too.
I have my allies, just as you have yours.
Be prepared for anything.
If they're wearing a mask, they get a bullet.
Once you let the darkness inside, it never comes out.
What are you gonna do? Kill me. Where are you?
I got a 1013. A Vic near Center Street.
Liv!
Tried to kill her. Tried to kill Kathy.
Who's he working for?
NYPD. He's the international liaison in Rome.
I want answers. Closure. I need that for my children. I'm just trying to find out who killed my wife.
Upstairs is giving us the organized crime task force. Elliot is not in charge of it.
Who is?
Detective Stabler. Nice to see you again. Our charge is to bust an international drug cartel. I just haven't been able to prove it yet.
I've never met the smart, dangerous, very bad man. I'd kind of like an introduction.
I run a legitimate business enterprise.
And my job is to catch scumbags. There's no doubt in my mind, I know what you are.
Extraordinary accusations call for extraordinary evidence, Detective. Prove it.
I will. Eli, get inside. Get inside.
We can nail the son of a bitch who did this to your family.
I was a damn good cop 12 years ago. I'm a better cop now.
I need my gun, Kane. I need the gun. You will have the gun as soon.
Clog TV. Beyond the policy.
By familiar, and we are all saying God should grant us a long life, to live healthy, and that is what we do best here on the lifestyle segment. You're welcome back. It is time for a lifestyle conversation here on the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. My name is Miriam Abna Adede, and today we'll be discussing a social topic that is timeless and increasingly relevant in our fast-paced world. And I'm talking about strengthening community ties, the impact or importance of community engagement. Now, the value of strong and healthy community engagement has been hindered by the introduction of digital connections, which is hindering the face-to-face interactions we used to have. And community engagement does not only seek to foster a sense of belonging, but also to empower individuals and groups to work towards achieving a particular goal. And overall, esteemed guests who have dedicated their time and efforts in ensuring and also building a stronger and more connected communities. We also have Kukwa Teria, and she is the project lead for Back to School Drives by BTS.
BTF.
I hope BTF.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So right, we've seen them already. So let's get straight into the conversation. Hello, lady and gentlemen.
Hi.
How are you guys doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing so well.
That's great.
So how do you feel about today's conversation, since you are people, involved in this topic?
Well, it's something that I think we are passionate about, and as a project lead of BTF, the Brittany Tashi Foundation, it's our goal to actually reach out to as many communities as possible.
Sure.
So yeah, it's a conversation that interests me a lot. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, as of me, it's part of my job because according to the Local Government Act at 396, it tells us that as an assembly member, you need to engage with your people.
Okay.
Because we are there to address their issues at the General Assembly. So if you don't engage with our people, we won't get to know their problems and their plight.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a very important topic for me, and I'm very happy to be here.
And you're hoping that we'll have an interesting conversation, right?
Hopefully.
So you were talking about engaging your community. Yeah. In what ways have you engaged your communities?
Well,
your community,
we have different ways of engaging. But first of all, we need to understand the motive behind community engagement.
Okay.
Because it's the process of working collaboratively with members of your community so that you can be able to address their problems.
Okay.
You understand? So for me, my kind of engagement, it depends on the kind of people I have in my community. The people I have in my community, if you look at Kadeshi lecture area very well, from the market side, that's from First Light to Circle, from Circle to Awodome Cemetery, from Awodome Cemetery to Complex, from Complex to TV Africa to Cocoa Clinic. So it's a big place. So if you look at those around the Awodome estates, majority of them are elite. So our kind of engagement with them is kind of corporate. But when it comes to those at the Kaneshi, the market where the number of people are there, that place, engaging them, you need to have a different strategy. Most of the times, community engagement is not only about mounting platform, calling people to come and talk. No. Because not everybody have that sense of belongingness. Some people will feel rejected.
Yes.
Some people will feel their voice or their opinions won't be heard. And some people naturally have low self-esteem.
Yes.
So what we do is that when I want to do a project, I just send someone all around. Maybe I want to do it at Kaneshi, Pentecost area. I send someone there to do a visibility study. Ask them what they want there. If it's very important, then we do our table of reference, our priority, then we engage them. But with Awodome Estates, I do the normal corporate. We call them as a community there, but we sit down with them because with them you can, you can control
I can see
them.
you vibe well with the people at Kaneshi area.
Yeah,
leaving the others, right?
I've been there since I was born. So,
that explains it.
Yeah.
Let me come to you, Kukwa. What would you say community engagement is to you?
Well, as he said, is working hand in hand with people of a particular community. But he said he focuses mostly on Kaneshi. Well, for me or for the foundation, we go beyond just what we are accustomed to. Like, we move around. It's our aim to touch every community possible in Ghana. So just as he said, it takes, there's a different type of engagement for every community. We are focused on looking at underprivileged communities. So we reach out to these people. Like you said, you don't necessarily have to mount a platform to try and talk to people. What we do is the one-on-one engagement. You reach out to these people, go to them, talk to them. He does corporate. We do, we need to find what your needs are. We are looking at solving, or we are aimed at looking for problems and then actually finding ways of solving them. So we go to these underprivileged communities, talk to them, find out what their problems are. We try as much as possible through donations and stuff to solve these issues one by one. So we've done a couple of communities in Accra. We've gone to OT. We've done the Cape Coast. Like, we have drives. So yeah, we move around.
Okay.
Yeah, and we just move around, engage with these people, find what their problems are, and then we try as much as possible to address them.
Okay.
One after the other.
So you made mention of the fact that you do the face-to-face interactions.
Yeah.
But you wanted to add something,
Yes,
right? Okay.
Yes. It's not like we do corporate.
Okay.
Sometimes you need to.
You do more of the corporate, like
no, I don't do more of the corporate.
Okay.
One day I'll let you visit Carnation. What I'm saying is that you need to segment your people.
Yeah.
Get to know how they can process information, how you can interact with them.
Yeah.
You understand? So that is why I divided, because if you come to the Udom Estate, when it's 6 o'clock, you don't see anybody.
Yeah.
So how do you engage with them? Unless weekends. You call them, you give them letters, they'll come, sit down, talk to them. But when it comes to Carnation, even not at 1 a.m., you see people.
Yeah.
You get it? So we do more of the face-to-face because the people at the Udom Estate, they are just few, and even with them, because of their nature of business, you don't even see them unless maybe it's a holiday or something, or maybe you have knocked on their door that you want them on this particular day. But the people of Carnation, every day you are seeing them, so their kind of communication is very intense.
Oh, I see. Back to you, Kukwa. Yeah. So I was making reference to the fact that you said you do more of the face-to-face. Would you say our current dispensation where there are digital, connections interfering our face-to-face, would you say there is that kind of influence from social media or the media, hindering you from achieving that face-to-face engagement?
Well, it would actually surprise you the amount of people, the number of people who are in certain communities, even in Accra here, who are not, they are not exposed to social media. The idea of they knowing social media as you are coming to listen to our issues and take it out there.
Yeah.
So has it affected the notion with social media or the things that go on the internet? To some people, especially in these underprivileged communities, it's a bad thing. So sometimes when you reach out to them, they are hesitant to give you information.
Yeah.
You try as much as possible to tell them we are not here to expose you to anybody for any wrong reasons. We're just here to help. So sometimes the notion of social media in these underprivileged communities, it's actually like kind of hinders you getting the kind of information you need. But then what when you probe further, you try to make them feel comfortable and like you let them know we are only here to help. We are not here to expose anything. Because people try as much as possible to, there's this stigma that comes with you are coming to wash my dirty linen in public. People they try as much as it's a problem. They need help, but they don't want to share because they feel once it gets on social media, they're exposed. Like it's not a good thing for them. So it hinders us in a way. But sometimes, with our job, you need to push to get the information because you're only trying to help. You're trying to offer as much help as you can.
So we'll come to some of the challenges. Well, if you just joined us, this is the lifestyle segment here on the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. And I've been discussing a social topic here. And I have with me my esteemed guests. And we've been discussing, strengthening community ties, the importance of community engagement. And I'm really enjoying the conversation. And if you just joined us, you can also get interactive with us on our WhatsApp number, which is being displayed on the screen. And also on Facebook, you can send us your comments and we'll gladly read them out. Let me come back to you, Honorable. Okay, so can you tell us some of the content, of your engagement? What are some of the things you do when you say you engage your community members?
Well, before you engage, you have to get to know what you are engaging them about. So, for instance, there is a development project I want to do.
Okay.
So, I'm engaging them to find out if the idea I have is suitable for them.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
Or two, there is a government problem. or there is a government directive, I have to engage them and explain into details, especially, or example, when there was the need for everybody to register for their SIM cards. It became a problem to us because a lot of people didn't understand why they should register their SIM cards again. Issues about when people have to get their Ghana card. It's a problem to us, but we are the link between the people and the government. So our interaction depends on the issue at hand. So basically, we have different forms of interaction. Example, I'm doing a project in my community. It's an alley pavement, you understand? But that place has been deteriorated for a long time. It's in between the Saklote Street and the Sayamache Palace. And they are renovating the palace, so that space needs to be nice. I want to do it with pavement blocks, make it nice and everything. But I also want to have the view of the people. So if I call for a community engagement, it's going to be a problem because please, is guy okay?
Oh yes.
It's going to be a problem. So what I did was that.
Can you translate what you just said?
What I said, if someone says something and we don't use it and we use a different person's idea, then be like, you understand?
But then how do you come to a consensus? Because there are still going to be diverse ideas.
So what we do is that we send people, not from the community, to come around. Okay, this place. What do you think that if they do there is going to be nice? So we do the scale of preference. Okay, 80 people say they want pavement blocks, 90 people say they want cementing, 10 people say we should leave it as the way it is. Then those that they give their idea, they will ask why do they do that? You understand? So we get the informations, then we do what? We work towards it. So right now we've discussed, we've done everything with them, and they have given us what they want us to do. Now, secondly, we also fall on opinion leaders. It is not always that you have to engage with all the people in the community. Sometimes you need to fall on the opinion leaders in the community. And opinion leaders can be chiefs, religious authorities, people of influence in the community. Understand? So sometimes we fall on them and engage them before we do what we want to do in our communities.
I see. Thank you very much. That was very insightful. Let me come back to you, Kukwa. You've been quiet.
I was
okay.
listening to him speak.
Yeah. So on the same question, what are some of the the things that goes into the planning of your engagement?
Okay. So I would say we have a schedule. Should I call it a yearly schedule, a yearly plan of our projects that we have a program or a project lineup for the year. So our main projects are the PAD campaign and then the back to school projects that are done like every year. But in between we have many projects. So what we do is our main project is a PAD campaign or a PAD drive. So we realized that there's a period poverty thing around. We did a little bit of research and then we realized that there are some communities in the country that are unable to reach basic needs as sanitary pads.
Yes.
So we do the research. We would, this is the project for the year. How then do we find these communities that need the help?
Yes.
So we go around, we write to, should I say, municipal assemblies to find towns that actually need the help that we are offering. So, like for example, this year we did our groundwork in Uti. We found a district, Biakuye district.
Okay.
We did our groundwork, went to them, actually spoke to these school, the girls in the schools, and then we asked them what they would, how they go about their period and stuff trying to get answers to actually, how do I even say it? Certifying if there's the issue of period poverty there. So we found out that yes, there is, and getting parts for these girls is quite difficult and stuff. So we put the schools in the district together, did a donation, and just donated to a number of schools. A number of schools and girls in the schools. So what we do is we actually move around, go to these communities when we find that there's, per our statistics, there's a high rate of period poverty here and stuff. And then in the course of doing that, or in the course of the year, we have people reaching out to us that, oh, there's a community here. So when people reach out to us, we still go to the community and find out what they need relating to period poverty and stuff. And we try as much as possible to get the data and then rectify the issue.
I see.
At hand.
Okay. So we have a few comments here. Let me read them out so we continue with the discussion. So ABK TV says, good morning. I'm enjoying the discussion. Thank you very much. And this is also to me. And Miss Miriam, you are looking good today. I'm Peter, watching you from Takoradi. Thank you so much, Peter, for bringing in your comment. There is actually a question here to you, Honorable. Someone wants to know, what do you do when you... Okay, let me paraphrase what the person is saying. So the person is asking, what do you do when after explaining government policies or intentions to your people, they still disagree to such a policy? What do you do as an assembly member?
They don't disagree. Because we are engaging them.
They've never disagreed on any of...
Because you can't do away with Gather card. Those that disagreed on not reducing their SIM, when their SIM card was disconnected, they came back to me, begging me to bring the telcos to come and do it for them. You understand?
Yeah.
They can disagree on issues in the community, but with government policies,
you can't disagree.
Even me as an assemblyman, I can't disagree. It is my job to tell them that this is what the government is saying we should do.
Whether I like it or
not. Whether I like it or not, you do it.
You will do it. Okay. So let me come to you, Kukwa.
Okay.
How has, this whole community engagement impacted your life as an individual, as a young girl?
Well, I always say that seeing people happy is one of the greatest accomplishments anybody can ever have. So engaging people, trying as much as possible to solve issues at hand, like, it gives me the sense of belonging that I'm actually doing something good, because when I go out to these communities and you donate or you communicate with them, you realize that they feel like their needs have been met. It's something they've been dealing with for some time now. Finally, there's someone here to actually provide that help. And to me, it's fulfillment for me. For myself and the foundation. That's that's the ultimate fulfillment I can ever get from.
Okay, so share with us, in a minute, any experience of, your people expressing their, gratitude, or anything that shows that it has also influenced your life positively.
Well, a typical example is when we went to Oti region for our annual PAD campaign last May. And we spoke to these girls. After everything, we had some of these girls coming to us saying that, look, it's actually, even some of the leaders that came for the donation, they're like, you get people coming here every year to talk to us, to educate, and they bring a box of pad for just selected students. And I go like, every girl has the right to good sanitary wear. So why would you just select a group of students to give it to? So you had the leaders coming to us to tell us that, look, you guys are doing a really, really good job, because we have people coming to talk, educate, and there's nothing to show for it. How does a girl child even go home and practice the good menstrual hygiene you have taught her if you are not giving anything to show for it? So over the years, people just go and speak to these people and provide nothing. So the donation we did to them, it was just heartwarming with the way they were saying, the nurses in the community and even the teachers, they're like, you guys are really, really do, and we look forward to seeing you every year.
Okay. To add to it, sometimes it's about the financial constraint too, you understand? I had a group of people who, during the menstrual hygiene month, they came around, they want to donate to the schools, you understand? And I was telling them that from class 6 going, they are menstruating.
I think people start menstruating from class 4 now.
Yes.
Class 4?
Yeah.
Yes. And the kind of pad they brought is just few.
Yeah.
So I was telling them we should just put it down so that we can both save. Because if you go and share this part,
you're going to be unfair.
The way that will be zero. But because they just started and they're also doing, you can't stop them. So
I think that's where the community engagement comes in. You do your research to find out the number of people you are meeting in order to solve that issue. Because if I'm meeting about 600 girls and I go there with 50 pads, who did I help? I only educated, but what do they practice that education with? So, yeah.
Okay. So we'll be wrapping up shortly.
Okay.
Honorable, let me ask you,
Okay.
in a minute, tell us, one of your challenges you faced ever since you started community engagements. Or you've never faced. I can see you're really enjoying your job.
I don't want it to sound political, you understand? Because the only challenge I face is political.
Yeah.
But aside that, the people in the community.
But don't you think maybe you're also doing something that shows that you're affiliated to a particular political party? Because you're supposed to be neutral.
You see, we assembly members, we don't do politics. You understand? We assembly members, we are neutral. So that's why even in our posters and stuff, we don't see any political party symbol on it. You understand? Yeah, but sometimes when you are hitting the nail at a particular point, people see it to be sounding as political. You understand? But the people in my community, Kaneshie, they are superb. They are awesome. Like they are the coolest, the finest. The best community in Ghana.
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah. Honorable, we'll invite you over so that you tell us more about Kaneshie and its environs. Sure. But let me come to you, Kukwa. Tell us in a minute, any challenge you faced since you started community engagement?
Information, giving out information from the people we are engaging. Sometimes it's quite difficult. Like I said, I mentioned earlier that people do not want to come off as washing their dirty linen in public, so it's quite difficult getting information out of people. And sometimes I think this one...
Okay, so I've just been prompted that our time is...
Exactly.
But in a minute again, Kukwa, let me come to you. Tell us briefly about your project.
Okay.
What you are embarking on.
The Britney Tachi Foundation has annual projects. We have the PAD campaign, the Back to School drive.
So do we have some pictures to display?
Oh yes, we have them.
Okay, so you talk about it.
We did the annual PAD campaign, like I mentioned earlier in our conversation, at the Akoya Inuti region this year. And after that, we did another one in Imapenya.
Wow.
And our next project is actually the Back to School project we are working on, bringing it up in September. And we aim at underprivileged communities to find out what their needs are. We have a school right here in Accra. We are going to donate to this September. So we are advocating for people to volunteer and donate to the foundation to make this dream.
Do you have any number?
Yes, please, we do. We do. So you can donate to the Britney Tachi Foundation on 059. 1 second, please let me find it for you.
Okay. So let me come to you, Honorable.
Okay.
Lastly, tell us your last words. What you think government should do or people should do to support you as an assemblyman and your Kaneshie community?
Well, with the issue of the government aspect there, I think they need to take a critical look about the Local Government Act. You understand? So that it can really modify it to our current existing predicament. So what I'm saying is that in my community, we engage a lot. Ours has to do with more of the cleanups, more of the community engagement.
I learned you have a project you're also embarking on.
Yes. I've embarked on a series of projects, but mine is about social relationship. You understand? So with the
can we have the pictures displayed, please?
So with the cleanups is monthly cleanups. We also, when there's a need for us to patch some gutters, we patch some gutters. We also deal direct. Sometimes when you want the people to get to know you more, you be like them. So we organize work for them, football. We donate to our elderly people in the community, and we make sure that we are there for them. We make sure that we position ourselves in a way that whenever they have issues, whenever they have problems, we are the first people they call. You understand? So in my community, as for the project, if I'll list them, we are not going to finish today. But I think as they are showing them, we've done a whole lot of engagement.
Okay, so thank you very much, Honorable. Let me take these few comments, then we wrap it all up. So this is saying, Mimi, please ask your guest for me that strengthening community ties, importance of community engagement. What do you hope to achieve through the community engagement? think we've answered that all.
Yeah.
But maybe the person wants you guys to hint on it. So, like, in a sentence, what do you hope to achieve through community engagement?
To find out problems, solve them, and then create a safe haven for everyone to live in as a community.
Exactly.
Or to enhance sense of belongingness and also social connection, because some people are very lonely in their community.
Okay, thank you very much. And this is also from David Kofi Nyanyovo, and he is saying, Miriam, dear, big ups to you on what you do. David here. David, I see you. Thank you so much. This is from Ebenezer Adu. He's also saying believe with some fire emojis. Thank you so much. And I'm very excited that you guys have been educated and informed about community engagement, and we know that the spirit has been, enacted in you to also indulge in community engagement. And this is where we end the lifestyle segment here. I did this discussion with my two, esteemed guests. And they are in the presence of Honorable. Please introduce yourself.
Honorable Ebenezer Adu.
Kokwateria.
Exactly.
BTF.
Okay.
So number for donating.
Okay, the number again.
Yes, please. 0552 312 509.
Okay. Honorable, do you also have a number?
No.
Or we should move on. You don't want the girls to disturb you. Okay, so up next is the birthday segment, and as I always say, I feel happy to celebrate individuals, celebrating their birthdays, and so you have to stay with us because we have amazing personalities to celebrate with them. We'll be right back.
I heard today was your birthday. 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 I heard today was your birthday.
And you're welcome back. It is now time for us to celebrate our amazing individuals, and we are starting off with our first celebrant, and he's in the person of Christopher Azuri Verdict. And we are saying a happy, glorious birthday, my love, Christopher Azuri Verdict. On this special day, I want you to know just how deeply you are cherished. Your unwavering support, your infectious laughter, and your boundless love have made everything with you, every day with you, a precious gift. As we celebrate your birthday, I am reminded of all the beautiful memories we've shared together and look forward to all the wonderful moments yet to come. May your day be filled with love, joy, and everything you desire. With all my love, Asiemi Florence. Thank you very much for this beautiful love birthday message. Our next celebrant is, okay, so we are saying happy birthday, dear. May this day bring you all your heart's desires. May you be blessed in all endeavors. So higher, dear. This is from Clem. Okay. And we are also wishing Doris Efia Safowa a happy birthday. We are saying have a fantastic birthday, dear sister-in-law. Your presence in our family is a true gift. May your day be filled with love, laughter, and unforgettable moments. This is from Abna. Our next celebrant is Eunice Amma Owusuwa, and she is our very own producer for the business segment here on the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. And from the production team, we are saying a happy birthday to our sweet colleague. You have been such a blessing to us all. May the Almighty God bless your new age and fulfill all your heart's desires. Thank you so much. Happy birthday, Eunice. And our next celebrant is, this is from Genesis Grace to my worrisome eagle daughter. A happy birthday, dear. May heaven speak on your behalf. Your star will continue to shine. Stay blessed. And our next celebrant is Lollipop. Okay. And we are saying a happy birthday in advance. You are destined for greatness. May God bless you and flourish in all your doings, from Jerry to Lollipop. And this is from Mami Abna Boabeng to Melissa. And she's saying, a happy birthday, Melissa. Wishing you a day filled with love, joy, and all the happiness you bring into the lives of everyone around you. May this year be your best one yet, full of exciting adventures, new opportunities, and dreams coming true. Cheers to another year of amazing memories and fantastic moments together with lots of love. And this is to my very own Mrs. Akosua Echebia Saki. And I'm saying a happy birthday, Miss Akosua Echebia Saki, Head of Public Relations and Documentations at the University of Cape Coast. Your dedication to humanity is truly admirable. Wishing you all the best on your special day. Always in control. I love you so much. And this is from me to you, Mrs. Akosua Saki. Moving on, we're also wishing our beautiful lady here a very happy birthday. May your day be as special as you are. And it is also Naname's birthday, and this is from her mother, Pinkla. And she's saying, happy birthday, little angel. May God's favor and protection be your shield in all spheres of life. Happy birthday, Queen Billions. We are saying happy birthday to you. I hope your day is filled with joy and laughter. May this year be your best one yet. And to our handsome baby boy, Randy Kojo Ano Boni, we are saying a happy birthday to you. And your mom says she wishes you... Okay, so I wish my little brother, Randy Kojo Ano Boni, a happy birthday. I wish him long life with good health, age with massive grace. Thank you so much for also bringing in your message. Our next celebrant. Okay, so we have a few here that we'll also read out. So this is from Yaira. Yaira is saying, happy birthday to Jerusha in Council of Clocksack Revenue Department, and may your new year be the start of amazing blessings in your life. God bless you. Thank you so much, Yaira, for bringing in your message, and to you all who submitted your pictures for us to celebrate you today on the show. We hope to celebrate you again on Tuesday right here on the birthday segment. My name is Miriam Abinadede, and this is where we end the lifestyle and also the birthday segment on the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. Please stay with us. Clement Yabankwe is up next with the World of Business.
Clog TV, Beyond the Policy.
I just want to take a moment and thank everyone in law enforcement who helped us in the search for our beloved daughter.
There's no point hiding things from me.
You're psychic?
No, just paying attention. I've been watching you and your husband. I understand what you're feeling right now.
You have no idea.
I do. I know. Did you kill your daughter? How dare you?
Did you kill your daughter?
Jude, please. Honestly, it's not as bad as it looks.
Classic Red John smiley face. Drawn in the victim's blood. Gloves with 3 fingers of his right hand.
This isn't Red John. In all the previous killings, he made sure that the first thing that anyone sees is the face on the wall. Then, and only then, do you see the body of the victim.
Where are you?
I got a 1013. A Vic near Center Street.
Liv!
Tried to kill her. Tried to kill Kathy.
Who's he working for?
NYPD. He's the international liaison in Rome.
I want answers. Closure. I need that for my children. I'm just trying to find out who killed my wife.
Upstairs is giving us the organized crime task force. Elliot is not in charge of it.
Who is?
Detective Stabler. Nice to see you again. Our charge is to bust an international drug cartel. I just haven't been able to prove it yet.
I've never met the smart, dangerous, very bad man. I'd kind of like an introduction.
I run a legitimate business enterprise.
And my job is to catch scumbags. There's no doubt in my mind. I know what you are.
Extraordinary accusations call for extraordinary evidence, Detective. Prove it.
I will. Eli, get inside. Get inside.
We can nail this son of a bitch who did this to your family.
I was a damn good cop 12 years ago. I'm a better cop now.
Are you ready to groove to the beat of vibrant Afro video mix?
When you there, I say now you are the ones. You don't make all the mad. Did it rush far away, be more. Girl, I wanna be with you, but you know they got enough time for me. Celebrate me. Now when I get alive.
Experience the power of music that transcends language and touches our souls. Videos captivating you daily, bringing forth emotions and expressions that words alone can't convey. Let the rhythm move you, only on Clock TV.
Tell her what they happen. You send the mix.
Join me, Oliver Beverly, and Edna Watson on Old School Vibe. Let's get interactive and get to know.
Get the weapon! Tigress!
I'm the big fat panda.
Clog TV. Beyond the policy.
Good morning and welcome back to the Business Update segment where we bring you the best in the world of business. A big shout out to Na Ache Le Shutolu at Inside Osu Market. That's from Clock TV production team. Today on Business Updates, we are going to go straight into our business latest. Let's get into our business latest for today. That's of the euros. So as at yesterday, the Ghana cedis to United States dollar is 15 Ghana cedis, 45 pesos. As at yesterday, 15 Ghana cedis, 45 pesos. Just this morning, it's 15 Ghana cedis, 41 pesos. And the percentage change is negative 0.26%. Negative. Let's take a look at that of the euros. This Ghana cedis to euros as at yesterday is 16 Ghana cedis, 91 pesos. 16 Ghana cedis, 91 pesos. And that's of yesterday. Yesterday to as today is 16 Ghana cedi has also appreciated today. Let's look at that of the pound sterling. As at yesterday is 20 Ghana cedis, 15 pesos. 20 Ghana cedis, 15 pesos. This morning is 20 Ghana cedis and 4 pesos, 20 Ghana cedis and 4 pesos. The percentage change here is negative 0.55%, negative 0.55%, meaning that cedi has also appreciated to that of the pound sterling. So what is the implication when cedi appreciates to that of the United States dollar, that of the pound sterling, that of the euros? Let's take that of the United States dollar. Assuming yesterday an importer went in for a product costing 5,000 United States dollar. As at yesterday, converted to Ghana cedis is going to be 77,250 Ghana cedis. 77,250 Ghana cedis per the rate yesterday. And this morning, the same importer with $50 converted to Ghana cedis is going to be 77,000, and by the same item he or she bought yesterday with 5,000 United States dollar. The amount of Ghana cedis he needs today, he's going to save an amount of what, 200 Ghana cedis today, meaning that it's a good news for importers, and also in the aspect of debt servicing too, government wouldn't need much of their Ghana cedis in servicing a debt that they owe, assuming yesterday. So that is all we have for you on Business Latest this morning. We are moving straight to our business story. On today's story, beginning with some oil marketing companies have started increasing their prices at the pumps with the beginning of July's second pricing window. For example, Shell, one of the leading oil marketing company, has raised the price of a liter of petrol from 14 Ghana cedis 80 pesos to 15 Ghana cedis 10 pesos, and a liter of diesel from 14 Ghana cedis 92 pesos to 15 Ghana cedis 25 pesos. More oil marketing companies are anticipated to follow suit with upwards price adjustments soon. The Chamber of Petroleum Consumers had predicted a 4% rise in petroleum product prices starting Tuesday, July 16, 2024, ahead of this pricing window. In our second story, the government, through the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, has presented mining lease agreements for bauxite and lithium to Parliament for review. The ministry submitted the license. The ministry submitted a lease agreement, presented a lease agreement with Barry DV Ghana Limited for lithium mining of Iowa in the Central Region. Minister of Parliamentary Affairs, Oseiche Mensah Bonsu, introduced the agreement on behalf of the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, seeking legislative approval for mining these minerals in these specified areas. Following this, Speaker Alban Sman Babin assigned the agreement to the Committee on Lands and Natural Resources for evaluation and reporting back to the House. Before the
was drawn to referrals of some mineral agreements to Joint Committee on Lands and Energy. Lands and Energy Committees, Joint Committees. I have been looking at that referral, and I've had discussions. And because of the critical nature of the subject matter, I proposed, and leadership accepted, that we should rather refer those agreements to the Lands and Natural Resources Committee with the additional directive that 4 members from the leadership of each side of the House should assist in the deliberation of the committee. Honorable members, these are critical agreements that will have to be scrutinized seriously. I will not participate in the debate, but I will be very vigilant because for some time now, I belong to the school of thought that believe that we have not benefited from the natural endowment that God has so much blessed this nation. And it's all because of the agreements that we enter into with these private sector investors. Please, this time around, we will not hesitate in rejecting any agreement that we believe is not in the interest of the nation.
In our third story, the government has introduced the SME Growth and Opportunity Program, which allocates $8.2 billion to offer financial and technical assistance to small and medium enterprises. This initiative aims to fortify the private sector and help the nation achieve an annual growth rate of about 5%. SMEs are vital to Ghana's economy, making up 92% of existing businesses, 85% of manufacturing jobs, and 70% of the GDP. Recognizing their importance, the government developed the SME Go program to tackle challenges such as financing and capacity building. At the launch, President Akufo-Addo highlighted the program's strategic significance, saying the Growth and Opportunity Program prioritizes targeted interventions that support the government's goal of creating SME champions who can take Ghanaian products and innovations global.
Through financial institutions, it will provide loans of up to 5 years for SMEs with tailored repayment conditions to support businesses. The loan amount will be decided on a case-by-case basis out of an envelope of 1.4 billion cedis. The Ministry of Finance has successfully mobilized a total of 8.2 billion cedis from both public and private sector sources, earmarked for disbursement to eligible small and medium-sized enterprises under the SME Go program.
On the same story, Ghana will receive $45 million grants from the African Development Bank next year for an SME growth and digitalization project. This grant is part of the African Development Bank private sector development strategy, which aims to advance the bank's private sector goals with a strong emphasis on SME development. In our final story, the Self-Employed Enrollment Drive, SEED, held between January last year and June this year, collected $50.6 billion from its members. The manager of SEED, Richard Menu, who disclosed this at a media encounter in the Eastern region, said the reward of contributors under the scheme are the same as those in the official sector. He stated that up to 60% of a member's 3 best years' average yearly wages will be paid as pensions. The scheme assumes longevity's risk. Pensions will be provided till death, and pensions will be enhanced on an annual basis to maintain pensioners' purchasing power. He said there is also an inbuilt life policy, and SNIT assumes mortality risk and immigration benefits for non-Ghanaian members. That's all we have for you on Business Update segment today. Thank you for staying with us, and thanks to Hedge Pensions Trust for being our major sponsor. From my producer, he said, I want to wish Joshua a very, very glorious birthday. And viewers, stay tuned for more interesting stories with Yaira Awuno and her guest. I am Clement Yabankwe.
Clog TV. Beyond the policy.
I need my gun, Kane. I need the gun. You will have the gun as soon as you
What's that? What are you doing?
Painkillers.
Oh, for your leg.
No, because they're yummy. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm too stoned to tell. So.
Where are you?
I got a 1013. A Vic near Center Street.
Liv!
He tried to kill her. He tried to kill Kathy.
Who's he working for?
NYPD. He's the international liaison in Rome.
I'm just trying to find out who killed my wife.
Upstairs is giving us the organized crime task force. Elliot, you're not in charge of it.
Who is?
Detective Stabler. Nice to see you again. Our charge is to bust an international drug cartel. I just haven't been able to prove it yet.
I've never met the smart, dangerous, very bad man. I'd kind of like an introduction.
I run a legitimate business enterprise.
And my job is to catch scumbags. There's no doubt in my mind. I know what you are.
Extraordinary accusations call for extraordinary evidence, Detective. Prove it.
I will. Eli, get inside.
Tell them what happened. You send the mix.
Join me, Alibor Beverly, and Edna Watson on Old School Vibe. Let's get interactive and get to know our old legends.
Are you ready to groove to the beat of vibrant Afro video mix?
When you there, I say now you are the ones. You don't make all the mad. He did rush far away, be more. Girl, I wanna be with you, but you know they got enough time from me. Celebrate me. Now when I day alive.
Experience the power of music that transcends language and touches our souls. Videos captivating you daily, bringing forth.
Clog TV. Beyond the policy.
You are welcome back to the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. If you are just tuning in, it is time for the main discussion, and you are reminded to please send in your comments, suggestions, and questions on our live stream on Facebook. And hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Ira.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're most welcome.
So, yes, you are the planning manager of the National Road Safety Authority. But it used to be called National Road Safety Commission, I think. What's the difference?
Yeah, that's right. So, first of all, I would want to say good morning to you and then cherished viewers out there.
Mm.
And then also, I want to say a very good morning to my Director General, Engineer David Osafo-Adwanten, and all my colleagues and everyone watching us. We're an authority. Now, the difference was that as a commission, our role was basically advisory.
Okay.
So we're not doing any enforcement, or we're not giving any, or we didn't have any enforcement mandates.
Okay.
But after the introduction of the authority, when we became the authority, now we're given the mandate to enforce some kind of road safety rules and standards in the country related to road safety. Yes.
Okay. So road safety, what is road safety all about?
Yes. So when we talk about rules in place to make sure our roads are safe. Okay. And so normally when we talk about road safety, ideally people just want to associate everything with road safety or the National Road Safety Authority. But what I want to say is the National Road Safety Authority is not the only institution responsible for road safety in the country. So we have some other stakeholders. So you can talk of the DVLA, you can talk about the police, MTTD, you can talk about the road agencies, the assemblies, even road users. We are all stakeholders when it comes to road safety management in the country. But just that we are the lead agency when it comes to road safety management in the country.
So what are some of the ways you ensure road safety for all?
All right, so basically the National Road Safety Authority, our object is to make sure the incidence of road traffic crashes, injuries and deaths, or what we call CIDs, are reduced in the country. And we do this through a number of interventions. Yeah, so if you want to summarize everything, you can classify them under what we call the 4 E's. So one of them is education. Then we also have enforcement.
So can you expound on the
Yes,
education?
I just want to give you
the overview.
The list first. So we have education, engineering, enforcement, and also emergency response. So now, education has to do with promoting road safety or giving out road safety messages to the road users. And when we talk about road users, it's not just drivers. Normally, when we talk about road safety, people think it's just the drivers, but road safety is not just the drivers. So when we talk about road users, a road user is anybody who uses the road or anyone at all who uses the road. So we have the drivers are there, the passengers are there, you have pedestrians, the motor riders. Mind you, when I was mentioning the stakeholders, I mentioned the road agencies. So the road agencies can be either the construction, maintenance of the road and its road form of inspections. So when they find anything wrong on the road or any defect, then we report to whoever is responsible, depending on where we find the problem.
So, quick question on that. If the authorities go and inspect, don't they have any means of rather collaborating when the designs are being made to be able to supervise and then make the checks there before it's constructed?
Yeah, so with this, I was talking about existing routes. So now, in the new regulation, the National Road Safety, there's a new regulation, National Road Safety Authority Regulation 2022, now, which empowers the authority that even before any road, before the road is commissioned and then handed over to the public, it is mandatory for them to also, the National Road Safety Authority, to do a final assessment and issue a road safety certificate before the road should be opened. So that is how the new NRSA, with regards to the road would look like in the near future.
So that's on engineering.
So that is the engineering. Now, when it comes to enforcement, periodically or occasionally you see us with the police on the roads doing some what we call coordinated enforcement exercise. But the National Road Safety Authority also on our own, we do some kind of enforcement. But ours, the difference is that the Safety Authority do not deal with individuals but institutions. So that is a clear difference between the MTTD and the National Road Safety. So the MTTD, that's the police. They are there to also ensure that road users obey with all the road traffic regulations and rules on the road. So when we are on the road, that's why you see the police, those with white, those with the white and black, that's the MTTD. So they are responsible for making sure road users, obey all the road traffic. And if you don't, and you flout any of the rules and you are caught, then you are apprehended, sent to court, and either pay a fine or in prison or both. So that is it with the enforcement. And then, so let me even explain the enforcement better. So let's say the transport operator, for instance. So let's say we are using GPRTU as an example. Now, the National Road Safety Authority is saying that. Now, if GPRTU, since ours is institutional compliance, if a member of GPRTU misbehaves on the road, and then we find such a person, we deal with the whole union and not the individual driver. So that is the difference. So if there's any administrative penalty or sanction, it goes to GPRTU as a body, but not the individual driver. So that is the difference. Then we can also talk about the emergency response. So emergency, even though we are doing education, trying to prevent the crashes from occurring, but in the events where they occur, sometimes we also assist or collaborate with our other stakeholders to the hospitals, and sometimes unfortunately, we also have to deal with dead bodies. So that is how the National Road Safety Authority achieves its object. That's to reduce the incidence of road traffic crashes. When I say crashes, it just means accidents, injuries, and fatality through this 4 E's that I have mentioned.
Okay. Thank you so much. So yes, coming to the CIDs, that's the crashes, injuries, and deaths. Can you give us a small overview of maybe this year from January till now, and maybe compared to last year, if the crashes and injuries and deaths have been more or less? What are the statistics?
All right, so thank you very much. Okay, so I think the authority is other agencies or stakeholders, and even road users in general. I think we are doing quite well, I must say, comparing the statistics over the years. Because as at last year, year on year, we realized, so if you would permit me, I would just want to refer from mine and then give you the exact. So as you asked, comparing data from last year and this year. So we are looking at between January and May 2023 and 2024. We are saying that for reported cases, okay, so reported cases, we have seen a reduction of about 133. So even so, that's in 2023, we reported about 5,742 crashes nationwide. But then in 2024, it's reduced 5,609. So that's just about 2.32% reduction. Now, when it comes to persons injured, the same way, 2023, it was 6,561. And in 2024, it came down a little to 6,333. And that is also about 3.48% reduction. And unfortunately, when it comes to persons killed or those who died, in 2023, 909 people, as at May last year, have died through road traffic crashes. But this year, 2024, from between January and May, we have lost 1,066 people. And that's about 17.27% increase. Yeah, so in terms of our CIDs, we can say that for crashes and injuries, there have been some small reductions, but when it comes to the injuries, the fatalities, they've increased a bit. But then one thing, normally I don't talk about statistics without even mentioning the most vulnerable road users. Those are the pedestrians. Now, again, in 2023, the whole Ghana, 229 people or pedestrians were killed through traffic crashes. But in 2024, 247. So again, it has increased by 18, which is 7.86% of. So it has increased by 7.86%. Now, however, in Greater Accra, because we are in Greater Accra, I think we can zoom into Greater Accra. We also have our reported cases, the injuries, and likely now for Greater Accra, we have seen decreases in all the parameters as compared to the same period in 2023. So we can say in terms of Greater Accra, I mean, we are doing well, but the figures are still high, and therefore we still need to work hard to make sure we reduce the figures to the barest minimum.
So it's still on the CIDs, which motorist or which group, which group among the pedestrians, motorists, road users, which group is very likely or more likely to be affected by these road accidents?
All right, so per the statistics, we can say that pedestrians, especially, let me use Greater Accra again as an example. So Greater Accra, we are seeing that between January to May 2024, we've lost as many as 177 people. In Greater Accra, 177 people have lost their lives through road traffic crashes. Now, pedestrians alone account for 73
Okay.
So when you want to check in terms of percentage, that forms about 41.24%. 41.24%. Now, mind you, we are saying that when we want to talk about road users, we have drivers, we have motor riders, we have pedestrians, passengers. Now, so in Greater Accra, pedestrians alone is accounting for 41.29%, which is almost getting to half of the number. So clearly, you can see that pedestrians in Greater Accra are the most vulnerable. In fact, when you even want to compare nationwide, you see that pedestrians account for a great number of the people who are dying on our roads, and this can be followed by those or motorcycle-related crashes as well. Because when it's also talk about the category of vehicles, clearly you can see that the motorcycle-related deaths are also higher than that of the commercial and even private vehicles.
Okay, so I was just about to ask, for the category of motorists, we have the commercial vehicles, the private ones, and then the motorbikes. So I was going to ask, which ones are also recorded the highest in these crashes?
Yeah, so in terms of crashes, again, we are using Greater Accra as the case study. In terms of crashes, the private vehicles accounted for 1,869 crashes.
Okay.
And that resulted in 344 injuries and 51 deaths.
Yes, okay.
In terms of the commercial vehicles, we had as many as 974 crashes, 415 injuries, and 66 deaths.
Okay.
Now, motorcycles, 601 crashes, 393 injuries, and then the number of deaths, 60.
Okay.
Yeah, so looking at this year, because for some, the previous years, the motorcycles used to lead when it comes to deaths. But this year, or comparing January to May, we have, per the statistics that we have here, we have seen that now commercial vehicles are leading in terms of the fatalities in Greater Accra. I'm referring to Greater Accra, the data with respect to Greater Accra. And this is followed by the motorcycles. So still you can see that even though the motorcycles are second, but in terms of risk, they are higher. Now, you ask yourself, how many, the commercial vehicle, look at the number of people it takes.
Yes.
Okay, so one commercial vehicle can take as many as 23, or you have the high occupancy vehicles, sometimes up to even 60. But motorcycle takes one or at most two.
Yeah.
But if the whole commercial vehicles are accounting for 66 and motorcycles are doing 60, it means the motorcycles are still high.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are some of the challenges that we have in Greater Accra. So because of these things, when they are doing our education, we don't leave motorcycles out.
Okay.
We really engage them so that at least they also obey the road traffic rules and regulations so that we all stay alive.
Okay. So you kept it, bounded by Greater Accra. What about nationwide? The cars, which types are also
in fact, nationwide, the situation is is not too different. Again, so nationwide, in terms of CID, that's crashes, injuries, and deaths. For commercial vehicles recorded 3,284 crashes, 2,881 injuries, and 393 deaths.
Okay.
Now, when we come to private vehicles, 4,112 crashes, 1,656 injuries, and then 251 deaths. Now, when it comes to motorcycles, 2,167 crashes, 1,796 injuries, and 422. So even nationwide, you've seen that the motorcycles have rather taken over when it comes to fatalities.
Yeah.
So they are leading in terms of fatalities. So nationwide, motorcycles are leading nationwide when it comes to fatalities, which is 422, while even the commercial vehicles are doing 393.
Okay. And then the private cars are leading in the crashes.
In crashes are rather giving us the least fatalities with 251.
Okay.
Yes.
So I have a question here from a viewer. It says, hello, Ms. Yaira. Kindly ask your guest, how does the MTTD supervise, or how do you supervise the MTTD in ensuring that all the traffic lights work?
How do we supervise the MTTD?
Yes.
Yes, so
collaborate with them.
with all due respect, we do not supervise the MTTD to make sure the traffic lights are working. Like I said, the MTTD are not responsible for making sure the traffic lights are working.
Okay.
For traffic lights, it is the work of the urban roads, Department of Urban Roads.
Okay.
Okay, so, I mean, in fact, the police are really doing a great job, because anytime the traffic lights are not working, then you see the police station there to be directing traffic, but that is not their work.
Yeah.
So they're just assisting us. So please, when we see them, let's applaud them, but not always be bashing them with because they are really doing well. Because for you to stand on, be in the sun for
almost the whole day.
Yes. So, but sometimes when they see you there, sometimes I do that. Sometimes when I get to an intersection where the traffic lights are not working, would want to assist so that you decongest.
Yeah.
But sometimes people will come see you pass some funny comments. It's not the best.
Yes.
So when you see people doing this kind of work, please learn to appreciate them. At least if you cannot do that, just keep quiet and pass. Thank you.
But can you, thank you too, can you shed some light on what exactly the MTTD also does?
Yeah, so I told you, for the MTTD, they are responsible for ensuring that road users obey or follow the road traffic regulations, rules and regulations. So it's just like in any, there are rules on the road, and there are regulations that we all have to follow. And if you don't follow those things, then sometimes you're apprehended. Process for either court, for you to pay a fine. That's if you are convicted. Then you pay, or if you are found to be guilty, then you pay a fine, or you go to prison, or both. So that is the work of the MTTD. So sometimes they're also there to ensure there's free flow of vehicles, so that they help to decongest roads for us and all that. So the MTTD, that their work is not to be directing, or to controlling
traffic.
Yeah, when let's say when the signals are not working, or when the traffic light, because the traffic lights are supposed to be working, but the events where they are not working, for them to prevent the crash of that's why you see them there, always stationed there to be directing traffic.
So what does the MTTD stand for?
That's the Motor Traffic and Transport Department of the Ghana Police Service.
Okay. So you had, please, if you can, reiterate.
Motor Traffic and Transport Department of the Ghana Police Service. So it's a department of the Ghana Police. You know, they have different units. Yes. So the MTTD is just one of them.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you heard it. Today you've learned the full meaning of MTTD. If you haven't taken anything away, at least you know what MTTD stands for. We have one more question here. So John Hayes says I should ask you if you can see the structure of the Tema Motorway and what is the NRSA doing about it?
Yeah, so as I said earlier, I mean, the discussions are already ongoing. You see, most of the time, it's not as if the road agencies are not aware of what is going on. And if you are close, at least sometimes you learn to appreciate the work that they are doing. Sometimes, like I said, and you hear comments from people, and sometimes I do not speak for the road agencies anyway, but because I work closely with them, sometimes I know. And I can feel the challenges they will go through, because we at the National Road Safety Authority, we also have our challenges. Yes, so most of the time, like I said, they are also aware of the challenges, and we are advocating. So these are things we are also advocating for better roads. Okay, but whilst we are advocating for better roads, then we are also educating our road users. Because in Ghana here, I mean, there's unfortunately, you see, where we do not have good roads, you complain a lot. I mean, it's a discomfort to all of us. Okay, it's not the best to drive on bad roads. I mean, sometimes I think the worst it does is maybe the rate at which you visit the mechanic shop is higher, because you have to be changing your shocks and add parts frequently. But now the little research we've done is that as soon as you may have a bad road, but as soon as that road is leveled, now then we create another problem of speeding. Okay, so then you realize that now the number of people who are dying on our roads will be astronomically higher.
So with that, the speed bumps are what are usually used to check for that. So if then the road is leveled, why not just also put a speed bump on it so that...
Yeah, the speed humps. Yeah, so you see, then again, it is not every road It's an engineering thing.
Okay.
It is not. You see, on the motorway, do you see any speed humps there? Yeah, because it is a motorway. You don't put speed humps on the motorway. Okay. So it depends on the structure or the nature of the road and the engineering. So if we all understand the speed limits and we are obeying, we don't even have to, because mind you, if you have to even install speed humps, it comes at an extra cost.
Okay.
And sometimes the road agencies do not even have that extra cost. So sometimes you see that they construct the roads all right, but because they do not have extra funds to be doing some of these things, then they leave it like that. And then people will be there. But if we as road users, motorists, we understand, oh, on this stretch of road, we are supposed to be doing 30 kilometers per hour, and we are all doing the 30. Do you think there will be a problem? No. But it's because we, as road users, we are indisciplined and we don't also obey the road traffic rules. That is why sometimes we are calling for this. But I understand, as for human nature, when you leave us, like, we will do whatever we like. So I think some of these things can also come in to help regulate activities. So that is why the police is also there to ensure, because if there's no police, then we'll just get on the road and then be driving with our phones, doing all sorts of things. But the police, the presence of the police is key. And now that even reminds me, now the police is moving away from the manual way of enforcing the road traffic rate. So now there's technology they have introduced, at the Traffic Tech GH project.
Okay.
So that is, they want to use cameras like this to be apprehending motorists for doing the wrong thing. And when you are caught, the ticket to be sent, because the whole system is linked to DVLA. So every vehicle registered is linked with DVLA, has a number there. So once your details are sent to DVLA, we fish out who the owner is. So you'll be there, you receive a text message. It's no more. You have to go and pay a fine. Yeah, so that's the new direction that we are going.
So before we go on this quick break, let us talk a little about how you educate, the citizens on road safety.
All right, so our education, we do the normal, sometimes face-to-face. If it has to go to terminals, we have to go to churches, mosques, the community, sometimes for the social media and media platforms. Yeah, so National Road Safety Authority does a lot of media education, and they also use the print media as well, of course.
Okay, so do you collaborate with maybe some non-governmental organizations, because they tend to also do a lot of community engagement?
So there are a number of NGOs related to road safety. So, I mean, I don't know whether with your permission, if I can mention some. Yeah, so Street Sense organization, for instance, Street Sense is one of them. You have CATS International, and a number of them. Bloomberg, Big RS, they are all there. So they support the work of the National Road Safety, because like I said, it's huge. The National Road Safety Authority cannot do it all alone. And so we need all stakeholders on board, including the media, because you also help us a lot. Because whatever we are doing, if the media do not talk about it, nobody gets to know about them. So it is very important you, the media, also help us champion some of these things.
Okay. Thank you very much. We are going on a short break. Right after that, when we come back, we'll be talking more about the roads, learning about the types of roads and maybe the speed limits and things like that, and how to navigate them. So stay tuned.
Clog TV, Beyond the Policy.
I just want to take a moment and thank everyone in law enforcement who helped us in the search for our beloved daughter.
There's no point hiding things from me.
You're psychic?
No, just paying attention. I've been watching you and your husband. I understand what you're feeling right now.
You have no idea.
I do. I know.
Did you kill your daughter?
How dare you?
Did you kill your daughter?
Jude, please. Honestly, it's not as bad as it looks.
Classic Red John smiley face.
Drawn in the victim's blood. Gloves with 3 fingers of his right hand.
This isn't Red John. In all the previous killings, he made sure that the first thing that anyone sees is the face on the wall.
Ever go back.
Jane made a promise.
Stop! We should stop. You've been dating for 2 years.
Of my life, and this will be the best part of your life too.
Jane the Virgin.